Tantor here with an update recap of Georgia Tech's 23-20 victory over Duke in overtime. I know there's no sarcasm in that. It was a great win. As I've been saying for the past 3 weeks, this Duke team's a real good team, probably the best team in the Coastal. So getting a win at home against them is actually a real good result. So really happy about that. Not going to really complain about anything. We're just going to do what I liked and what I did not like in this game. You know, what I liked, we'll start with that because we won. Jeff Sims was awesome this game. I mean, he had 227 yards passing, 2 TDs, and 95 yards rushing. He was on. This is like an incredible game for him. He played extremely well. No turnovers either, so can't complain about that at all. You know, we had, and unfortunately Sims got hurt in overtime, and we hope that he is okay. I like the defense. I liked everything about the defense. Those guys came to play, and they were excellent. From the defensive line to our linebackers. The linebackers are usually excellent this year with Ely and Charlie Thomas. The defensive backs played great. They got a pick in the red zone, and they played it and was able to get some big stops at the end of the game against Duke, and they did an excellent job. So the defense really came through. This was a defensive win. The defense was just excellent. So that's fantastic. I like the offensive play calling and the structure of the offense. On the comment sections on previous games, go back and forth with some of you guys and with your comments on what you think should happen, what I think should happen. And I think we came up with a conclusion last week that, you know, we ought to do more Jeff Sims running, read option, run pass option. And we saw that today. We saw the line and spread the line out. So we spread Duke out. We ran Sims more. More of the zone running offense. When we did pack it back in, it was usually to take Sims wide. At the end of the game, when we packed it in, we tried to run up the middle, and Duke, of course, dominated on that. The offensive line it made it easier on the offensive line. The offensive line was slightly better. I'd give them a D. They did get their quarterback hurt, and Sims did get hit a lot, but they didn't give up too many sacks. I only had 1 sack because I counted a couple of them as Sims runs, but you know, is that. Now we get to the things. Well, okay, let's give Stewart, our kicker, credit. He hit another 3 field goals. He was 3 for 3, including the big one in overtime that won the game. Stewart is what I like. We'll go to what I didn't like. Unfortunately, there's quite a bit on that. Most of it is on the offense. I really didn't like the offensive line again. They can't block 1v1 anyone. And we're the only team in college football that can't run a screen. All right? Screens in college football, you can block 5 yards out down the line of scrimmage with an offensive lineman and just throw the ball underneath as long as it's there at the line of scrimmage. We can't even do that. Our offensive linemen can't even block in space. They can't hit anybody in space. It's pathetic. So I'm not happy about that at all. And look, our punt coverage. That's how Duke got back in the game. We're winning 17-3 late. 4 minutes left in the game. We should win this one easy. No, not with our punt coverage team. Duke ran a punt back for a touchdown, 85 yards. The next time we punted with 2 minutes left, Duke returned that one over 35 yards to set them up with another chance. The special teams, we fixed. Well, now we can actually punt the ball, which is a success in itself. But the punt coverage unit still has not been tweaked to be a success. You know, the field goal unit's now a success. Coach Key still needs to work on the punt coverage unit because it's not there yet and it almost cost you the game. I also don't like the time management by the offense at the end of the game. We've got a 40-second play clock. Snapping the ball with 20-plus seconds left when we're trying to run out the clock at the end of the game is not smart. Duke scored the tying touchdown with 8 seconds left. We had 6 plays where we were at the end of the game where we were snapping the ball with 20-plus seconds. Just one of them, if we would have went down to 4, 5, game's over. Duke doesn't score, doesn't go to overtime, Sims doesn't get hurt, and we're gold. No, that's on coaching, and they need to tighten that up. Penalties. Good God, man. That whole final drive that Duke ran to get the tying score at the end of the game was all penalties on us. The roughing the passer was BS. I thought the pass interference call was BS. Hands to the face, yeah, that actually happened. But we have to be more disciplined. No more penalties, all right? It almost cost us this game. Probably should have. We got lucky that there was a get even penalty called on Duke there at the end to push them back with a long field goal. So we can't have this. We can't have this undisciplined play. Can't stand it. But it was a win, and we needed a win. And the Coastal's in play. I mean, we play UVA next. Virginia's not any good. They're a bad football team. Virginia Tech, we play them in about a month. They stink. That's a bad football team. That leaves in the Coastal UNC and Miami. Probably both more talented than us, but neither one of them are complete teams, all right? Both of them are fumbling around out there. UNC will put up some points, but their defense is not good at all. And Miami, God knows what's happened to them. They've fallen off a cliff. So, through the end of the year, we have a guaranteed loss against UGA. And we've got a probable loss with Florida State. Florida State's better than us. They should win that game in 2 weeks. But the other 4 games in the Coastal, they're up for grabs. We could actually win those. It's going to be tough. I like what Keys has done. Just get back to basics. Run, play tough defense. A lot of man. We've dropped the zone. As you've seen today, we've simplified coverages. I really like what they're doing with the stacks. It's what almost every team does with the stacks. You've got one guy taking short. You got a guy taking outside, a guy taking inside. It's simple. So we've really solidified the defensive secondary, simplified our defensive game plan, let guys play fast and just play. I like what the coaches have done, but they have got to tighten down special teams and eliminate these penalties because we can't afford these mistakes. All right, we got again next week against UVA. We got to take that one.